Welcome to Greatest Guardians Gaming Network. We're playing Quest for the Frozen Flame. This is Stride and Strike. We're back. It's been a couple weeks, but here we are. We didn't do our intro today because I forgot. But hello. I hope everybody's doing great. How are you all, players? What's going on? Con, how are you?
We're going around the table. I'm
We're going
doing
around the
great.
table.
I'm stoked to be back. After missing last session, I'm excited to get back into it.
Cool. Joran, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to be back with the full gang. I think our last session was cutting it a little close for comfort, so some extra bodies will be nice.
Yep. Drew, how you doing?
I'm ready to RP.
Cool. Tommy, how are you?
I am sick with some mysterious non-COVID thing, but here to play anyways.
Glad it's not COVID. Glad you're.
Oh
glad
man,
you're
could you
okay.
imagine if you had COVID? I had COVID the first week. Now you have COVID. It's just gonna go around the group.
No.
Oh man.
Glad you're here. And Dan, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back.
Okay.
Little break there.
Nice. So we have a fun session, hopefully planned for today. But I want to talk a little bit about what happened last time. Some of us went to the Gornok River to collect water. And when you arrived, you found a mischievous fae who wanted to play a game, but attacked you. And it was a harrowing fight. This fae, what was his name?
Oh,
Oh,
damn it. I just had it.
It was something dumb. Everything
It
about
was
this guy.
It was ridiculous.
I don't remember what his name was, but it was quite a fight. And Mrs. Sprout went down, and then literally, like, in the last of her actions, Arlith was able to stabilize Mrs. Sprout. And if she didn't, Mrs. Sprout would have failed her last death saving throw and permadeath.
Well, I was down to one last save, and it was like a 66% chance of failure at that point.
Okay. It was
bad.
crazy. Yeah, so we are here, and you are still at the Gornok River. After the fight, though, you see that Kalbo, thank you for, I'm not sure exactly who, was it Joran? Thank you for reminding us. Kalbo, this fae with this water mephit that was hanging out with him, they started retreating. The water mephit was killed during the retreat by, I believe, Bloodhound.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, and Kalbo booked it, and you see where they were was in front of a log. And inside of the log, after you investigated, was the mangled, dead body of a human. What do
In a log?
inside
Yes.
of the log, and it looked as if inside the log, this human had like washed into it, like half of her body is in the log, and then the other half is like outside of the log, just like flowing with the direction of the river. And it kind of looks like she drowned, but her body's also like all mangled up as if maybe she'd fallen or something. It's hard to tell, but she's dead, and she's stuck inside of a log. And I would like to know, what is it that all of you do who are at the river? We've got Namir and Tuskarr back with the following, who we'll catch up with relatively soon.
Yeah, we pulled Miss Sprout out the river, right?
Say that again?
We pulled Mrs. Sprout out the river, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did we effectively stabilize her? Okay.
So she is still unconscious, though. I believe.
Right.
You know what? I will attempt to treat wounds on Mrs. Sprout, which I can do once per hour with my herbalism kit, I believe.
I have a question about who specifically noticed this body.
Not Miss
Uh,
Sprout.
Not Mrs. Sprout. I think it was probably Arleth because she arrived closer to that area. I don't know. I mean, maybe it was. If you would like to be the person who noticed it, I'm fine with that. It could be any one of you, honestly.
I also have a question. What are the religious burial practices of the Broken Tusks?
That's a really good question that I don't know a specific answer to, but
So,
we can say that
would
you
it be
observe that.
Cool if I lit one of my arrows on fire, fired at the log, and gave them a Viking funeral?
Give me a before you do anything. Give me like society check.
Okay. No, it was teetering on 18. Come on. Emma, you're muted.
What is the total for that? I don't have the chat up.
5.
Oh, 5. Is anybody else looking at the body?
I think Agnes, assuming that she has noticed the body, she's gonna kind of be like clutching her head and, you know, I feel a presence here.
There is a dead body. Give me a society check if you would like.
I would like.
Ooh, 20.
Is that what I got?
That is what I see. Yes.
Oh, perfect. I think you're ahead of me on
Yeah,
the,
you
on
private
the whack.
rolled.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
This individual is not wearing clothing of the Broken Tusk. They have piercings and symbols on their, like, tattooed on their body. They have specific, like, vestiges that they wear that are, like, definitely not associated with the Broken Tusk. And so you would think that, no, they are not of the Broken Tusk.
I'm sensing a presence from a faraway land, somewhere not one of our own.
Bloodhound, are you still firing a flaming arrow?
If it is customary of Sister Cinder, then yes.
I think that would be considered respectful. I don't know if it would be the only burial practice you might do, but I think that that would honor Sister Cinder, Serenray. Yeah, and
Okay.
so the log begins burning up in flame. After all of this, what are your group's plans?
Well, 2 of us would probably have to carry Mrs. Sprout back.
Ooh,
I don't
that's
exactly
right.
know how heavy she is.
Let me try that heal check. Not heal, that nature check. I need a 15. You know what? I'm actually going to spend a full hour doing this, and we're going to see how well I do. Oh, no, a 9. You don't get any hit points back. I'm so sorry, everyone. I can't seem to rouse her.
How bad is her situation?
She's stable, but unconscious. She has 0 hit
Okay.
points.
It is fine. Just
Wait.
help me move her.
Her berries, do you think... Tell me, does she have any berries on her body?
She has a berry on her body, yes.
I have a roll to make.
Okay.
secretly.
Okay.
I can find it. Hold on. Sorry for my lack of clarity on what I'm about to do.
We're fine. All good.
Okay, I need to do a roll. Okay, I see. So I'm gonna make a secret roll to you right now.
Right now.
Yeah, sorry, it's
No,
coming.
you're good.
I had to look and see what kind of a roll I was supposed to make.
To answer the other question that was asked, Mrs. Sprout weighs around 30 pounds.
Okay.
Oh, I accidentally rolled 2, but either one is. Is it good enough to do the thing? I don't know if you know what I'm trying to do. I've explained it before.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so then what I need to do next.
Mystery, secrecy, woo!
You can successfully do the thing.
Okay, so I'm gonna go over towards Mrs. Sprout, and I'm gonna start kind of, working on casting a spell. And what I additionally need to know is two-parter. Let's see. Okay, I need to make a. Who is anybody looking at me in particular while I'm doing this? Rest of the group, it's kind of your preference question.
Arleth is probably paying close attention to specifically Mrs. Sprout, but probably not necessarily what you are doing.
Okay, well then I'm going to make a roll.
Doo-doo-doo. Okay. All right.
Becky with the cool
Not so
dice.
great.
I'm going to make another roll for Arleth.
Sense that someone is deceiving and someone is undeceiving.
Yeah, I don't really like this.
Arleth looks at you and gives you a questioning glance, but she doesn't say anything.
Okay, just fine then. So then I'm casting the spell Spirit Link,
Ooh.
and I'm casting it on Mrs. Sprout. And so what that does, I believe, is I kind of like siphon my life into hers over time.
Okay.
I can find the specifics of it. It's here in my inventory, but that's enough screen time for me while I figure out how this works.
Okay. So I believe then that would mean that Mrs. Sprout, you start to you gain consciousness. I would think. And
Yeah. So
go ahead, Jordan.
If you're below maximum hit points, you gain 2 hit points, and then that happens every turn.
Okay.
Until when?
I was gonna say, is there a duration on it?
I can stop it, or if I hit 0 points, it stops, or if you hit max hit points, it stops.
Cool.
Joran, I will let you call it as to how many hit points Mrs. Sprout gets.
Well, I have 14 currently, and I figured we could do a fair 8 and 6 split.
Okay.
Sprout has 6.
Sounds good. Mrs. Sprout, you are up.
She yawns and stretches. She says, "That was a strange nap."
Oh, you're okay. I'm so glad you're okay. Pacano. We should get back to Pacano and get this water back to the following, I guess.
Tommy, how tall is Mrs. Sprout?
3 feet.
She's right, little one. You may lean on me as we make it back.
She just kind of nods.
I'll lead the way and look out for anything that might be problematic. And Arlith starts walking. Are we following? Following?
Sure.
Are we the following?
Look at us, Sprouty, bonded in more ways than one.
As you continue, you make your way eventually back to the following, and Picano is like, as you arrive, well, first off, as you start walking away from the river and Picano catches up to you, he's like, where were you guys? What were you doing? I'm over here filling up all the water. You guys are off playing games up in the river? Figures.
God damn it, Pakano. People almost died. Again.
Whatever. And he's like carrying a basket of water. And I think he would ask for some help with that from maybe Agnes or Bloodhound. Probably not Mrs. Sprout. Maybe Arlith as well.
Bloodhound is helping Mrs. Sprout walk.
Okay. Then Pakano ends up carrying like one basket on his shoulder, and the other is like slung by a strap over his other shoulder, and he's just struggling to make his way.
I think Agnes is gonna like try to help lift something, but in that way that like makes it almost harder to like
Oh,
to carry
here!
them.
Pushes it over a bit. Just off-centers it enough. Yeah, and it takes you a full day to go to the river, have this encounter, and then walk back to the following. So by the time you get back, it's evening, and it's really starting to get darker, and I think you arrive at the following to see Namir and Tuskarr wrapping up with other tasks to help with the following, and it's approaching night. What would you all like to be doing?
So I suppose it's not possible for you all to leave camp without getting hurt, huh?
Hey, well, you were playing with Yarn and he was doing push-ups. We got some real shit done out there.
Who's doing push-ups?
I assume
Surely-
he was not doing push-ups. I was with him the entire time.
Were you playing with Yarn? And she looks at Tuskarr.
No, that is for kitty cats.
Which of you was playing with Yarn?
What I do with my spare time is of no interest to you.
Well, we had a difficult time at the river.
What went wrong? What happened?
She just looks down, kind of waiting for someone else to speak up.
Mrs.
Did
Sprout
you
says,
get hurt playing with your own yarn?
Mrs. Sprout says, well, I took a bit of a untimely nap.
Face down in the middle of the river.
Well, it looks like some of you have some injuries. Are all of you good to make it through the night? Maybe I can tend them in the morning.
Well, I did just share half of my soul with Mrs. Sprout, but maybe a good night's rest will take care of that. I don't know.
Perhaps grab some of his yarn over there and you can play with that. It'll help you recover. I made it funny.
Forget it. Please come here. Come here. And I'll cast heal with 2 actions. So that'll heal everybody for 1d8, I believe.
3 actions would be the emanation, if that's what you want to do.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. So yes, 3.
Doesn't
3
matter so much, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll do this. Oh man, I guess we have to move people around.
Okay.
You know what? How about I just roll 1d8 instead?
Okay.
Please.
no.
It's not what I
It
was
was
looking
almost
for.
an 8.
Yeah, I needed that 8.
I think Arleth will also spend a full hour as the evening goes on tending to each of your wounds. Who looks the worst for the wear right now?
Definitely Mrs. Sprout.
Definitely Mrs. Sprout. She'll attempt again on Mrs. Sprout. She says, I haven't really worked on anyone's wounds who's a plant before, but I can do my best, I suppose. And she rolls, Oh, excuse me, it's not nature, it's medicine. It wouldn't have mattered the other way, anyway, but medicine... Hey, 20.
That's better.
Yeah.
Hey.
So, spending a full hour, you're gonna regain 4d8 hit points.
Whoa.
Ooh, hello.
Yeah.
Who rolls that?
I can do that. Also, I'm pretty sure that's how that works, but I could be wrong. 13
Terrible roll.
hit points to
Still-
Mrs. Sprout.
Just barely gets me to max. Do you have something special that lets you do that?
I believe anybody should be able to spend the full hour healing. Again, I
But
could
we
be
needed
wrong.
the medicine kit though, right?
You do need the healer's tools, yes.
Alright.
I'm definitely 8 short of my max health, I think.
Okay.
Seeing that my healing was ineffective, can I give that a go?
Mhm.
Agnes, would that be okay?
Well, actually, I'm only 6 short because the healing.
But is it okay if I tend to your wounds? Wonderful.
Surely.
Then I will go ahead and do a medicine check.
While this is all going on, you notice Bloodhound just sitting by the fire talking to Artur.
How are you, child?
Artur's dead. Artur's the bird.
Oh, that's right. I totally
Yeah.
forgot your backstory for a hot second. I was like, I feel like I'm not allowed to do this for some reason, but okay.
Yeah. No, the old man is dead. It's just the bird now.
So, no, the bird kind of looks at you and
And you managed to follow the Fae.
kind of ruffles its feathers a little bit.
Unfortunate. Were there any other matter of problems surrounding the camp?
Ruffles their feathers again. As the evening continues on, Namir, were you also going to heal Agnes? Did that happen already?
I gave it a go, but I was unable to further tend the wounds. The DC is 15.
After Namir fails, Miss Sprout's gonna pull off her berry
Okay.
and she's gonna say, "Oh, Agnes, child, here, have one of these." Which is a D8.
So 1d8 to Agnes. And
3.
cool. As the night goes on, eventually Letsua approaches all of you.
Friends, how was your adventure over at the Gornak River?
A little too adventurous for me.
I trust that, Tuskarr and Namir, you will be accompanying your followings as you continue on tomorrow's task.
Well, someone needs to keep an eye on everybody. Keeps getting hurt with yarn.
Indeed. So someday you'll be mammoth lords. Oh, I do apologize. It's a difficult road to becoming a mammoth lord. Please excuse my pessimism.
Bloodhound just looks directly into their eyes with their plague mask goggles, just obscuring their vision.
I have been known to be wrong many times before. I hope it is the same with all of you.
And
I've never known to be wrong.
Oh, well, that's the first wrong thing I've heard you say.
and he starts clearing his throat like a little bit too much.
Excuse me. The summertime really makes my allergies flare up. I apologize. I trust that you will be seeing to the other 2 tasks tomorrow. The tapirs that need to be brought to the herd, as well as scouting Rockloom.
Perhaps we may scout the Rockloom for an easier time.
This sounds logical.
And suddenly he spoke. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, what do we think? Tomorrow's task, either capturing some tapirs or scouting Rockloom.
Well, I did sign up to be a scout. That would be my vote.
I say we scout ahead, see if there's no more of this dangerous yarn in our path. Oh.
Namir kind of looks off to the side and just strokes the fur around his head, and he kind of is nervously grooming.
Well, then, Rockloom, I suppose, should be our next task. Does that sound all right for tomorrow? She looks at everybody.
Surely would be agreeable.
Yeah.
And I think Agnes wants to whisper to Arleth. I think he's getting closer to the other side.
I have a question for you, Agnes.
Sure.
I saw you doing something when you were with Mrs. Sprout.
Indeed. I was just reading my notes. You see, sometimes the words to the spells are kind of hard to remember, and I just have to look at some paper to really get them going, you know?
Oh, I see. I guess I misunderstood. I've
Well,
never
when
met
you're-
an oracle before other than yourself. It's very interesting to be able to know the future. I wouldn't want that kind of responsibility.
Oh, it's also a good time.
Would
It's
you
nice to not be surprised.
do a reading for me?
Why, my dear. What would you like to know?
Does it have to be like a yes or no question, or can it be more complicated?
Ask what's in your heart, and the universe shall provide the answers.
Well, I guess I'd like to know why I have this. And she kind of pulls down the side of her furs that kind of go over her torso. She pulls them down to reveal a gear in her neck that is spinning slowly. And it's like almost part of her body, like ingrained within her body. She says, I've never known what this is for, and I've always wondered, and nobody's ever been able to figure it out, but maybe you could.
I think Agnes tries to like show her surprise at this like gear that's in her neck, because I think it would be kind of shocking if you weren't expecting it.
Mm-hmm.
And And she goes, well, I suppose we should consult the cards. And she pulls out her hero deck and starts giving it some consistent shuffling
Okay.
and closes her eyes, reaches like into the pile and pulls out a card, gives it a look. Well, my dear, it says it's a gift. And she holds up a picture of a present.
Oh, I've never even thought of that. Or the opposite, I guess.
Well, it seems like maybe this wasn't a bad thing after all. Perhaps it is a present to be used.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna go to bed. I hope you have a nice night.
I hope you have a nicer night, dear.
Did anybody want to do anything tonight?
Is there any actual yarn in the camp?
Yeah, I think you could come across some yarn for sure.
Okay, Tuskar's gonna make friendship bracelets for everybody.
Hell yeah.
It makes me so happy.
Bloodhound's gonna tell Artur to go scout out the location for the next morning.
And it that whistle, that ear-piercing whistle that ravens and crows give. It's like a kind of a screech almost. He gives out 2 of those and then flies up and away. Namir, were you gonna do something as well?
Yes. On my way back to my quarters, I see Tuskarr playing with some yarn, and so I rush back to my quarters, and I push off some miscellaneous quilts and cloths over one of my largest chests, and I flip open the chest and confirm that my very large yarn collection is intact.
Amazing.
And it is. So I put everything back.
All of your yarn is safe and sound.
And then I go to bed.
And you all wake up the next morning. It's a beautiful day. We see each of you kind of emerging from wherever it is you live within the following and come together. Letsua greets you and hands each of you a piece of fruit that he says,
Always best to start the day with a nice piece of fruit, I say. That rhymed.
he walks away. And shortly after, Grandfather Awa approaches. And he walks over to you, looks at each of you individually, kind of scanning you up and down, and says,
Off to scout Rockloom today, are we? I am thankful for your commitment to the following. It is because of people like you that we have a robust community of friends and family. If only I could see my falcon flying in the skies. Oh, please excuse me. Yes, for today, if you would scout ahead and make sure that Rockloom will be safe for the following to approach on the night of Green Moon.
and he nods to each of you. Did anybody want to talk to him before he walks off?
Nope.
And he begins walking off. You spend quite some time on the road, probably about 3 hours walking on a trail toward Rockloom. And I would like someone to give me a flat D20. One person from the
I'll do
party.
I'll
Okay,
do it.
Dan,
Ugh, ugh.
this is a
There we
luck
go.
check.
Not
Oh,
me with the
God.
rolls I had last week.
Okay, here we go.
That's not bad.
12.
All right, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Better than less than 12.
It's an easy day on the road. The trail is clear, the skies are relatively clear, and you don't come across any dangerous animals on your way. You do eventually arrive at Rockloom. And I would like to get all of your characters on the board. Looks like
On
I've
the-
got...
On the way there, on
Mhm.
that walk that's a few hours,
Yeah.
Mrs. Sprout would like to walk alongside Agnes and talk about the spell that happened yesterday from Mrs. Sprout's point of view.
Okay.
She basically wants to say, like, when I was taking my nap yesterday, I felt you pull me out of the nap.
Well, yes, I had to return the favor, you see. Not so long ago, you did the same for me. Is it not the case?
Yes, but I healed you with the natural surroundings. I felt you.
Well, surely my spirit entered you, much as your spirited berries entered me.
I never thought of it that way.
Either way, I'm glad that you're here now. We're much
As
better
am
having
I.
you here.
And you all arrive at Rockloom. Massive, ancient stones rise like teeth from the soft earth of this ancient site, forming a rough half circle atop a grassy mound. Each stone is shaped like a different animal, sacred to the Broken Tusks. There's a cave bear, a big cat, a woolly mammoth, a giant raven, so on and so forth. And these monoliths are chipped and worn, having stood vigil at this edge of the Gornok Plain for countless generations. Yet all stand magnificent and timeless, with one exception. The last stone to the west, the Raven Stone, is broken off at the midpoint, its upper half missing.
Bloodhound's going to let out their arm for Artur to perch.
Flies down and perches.
Are there any predators in the area?
He's cawing a little bit more urgently than he usually does, even when it's a predator. He seems
Has
agitated. Sorry, go ahead.
Like, I'm assuming that we've like been maybe around here before, or have heard about this place from our time in the Broken Tusk. Like, has the rock been broken before,
No,
or
the
is this
rock.
a new?
This is a new development. The rock is definitely newly broken off. Yeah. What would we like to do?
All right, Bloodhound's going to dismiss Artur. Just be like, thank you, my friend. Please stay safe. And dismiss, and then look to the rest of the group. We need to be careful and prepare for a fight.
And Agnes is gonna kind of like look at her like raven gear, because I think she's in like I can't remember the tribe structure, but her like group is the Raven group under the group
Moose
that's
House.
the subgroup of that. Yes, the Moose
Yeah.
House. And so, like, this is a very bad omen. We should be careful. I should be careful.
I too belong to the Moose House. I am unhappy. I'd like to move towards the Broken Ravenstone.
Feel free. It's going to be over at the far left-hand side of the map.
Can I identify a potential cause?
Give me a survival check.
Okay.
And as you walk closer toward the Ravenstone, you see a flock of ravens, a large flock of ravens off in the distance.
Ooh.
I have no idea why.
Okay, that's a 2 minus 1 for a 1.
Mhm.
You do approach, and are you getting right up next to the Ravenstone, Namir?
Since I got about halfway and I'm unable to like identify any potential reasons, yes, I'm gonna go ahead and get up close. It's the farthest left one.
Yeah, and I think as you approach, you start to notice that, like, I mean, yeah, this looks pretty new. Like, that this thing has been somehow, the top half has been removed from the bottom half, and you don't see the top half.
Mrs. Sprout would love to move forward.
Okay, yeah, feel free to move wherever, and I'll just tell y'all if I need you to stop anywhere.
I'm gonna take out my weapons so that I don't maybe have to do that later.
Yeah, Bloodhound's also going to draw their bow, knock an arrow, and approach slowly.
Okay.
Numia, wait up!
Mrs. Sprout, feel free to give me a survival check.
Okie dokie, can do.
Violet, you're falling behind. Come now and bring your gift.
21.
Mrs. Sprout, you see as you approach the Ravenstone that there are footprints embedded deep in the soft earth. As you look around, you can determine that the footprints seem to belong to a barefoot humanoid, perhaps an adult man, judging from the size. And the depth of the footprints are, they seem to suggest that their staggering gait means the individual was either extremely heavy set or more likely carrying something very heavy on their back. As you look around and kind of follow the footprints, I'm going to take control of your character for a moment, if you don't mind.
Sounds good.
So you approach, you start seeing the footprints around here, and you walk about 15 feet this direction, and you see this massive stone right here is, it appears to be the second half of the Ravenstone. And it's broken off, sitting in the ground now, and the tracks seem to stop right there.
Can I go back and look at the cutoff on the stone itself? Like, I would like to know if it was like sawn off or like shattered off.
Yes, and
Or are they just stacked?
as you turn to go, I need everybody to give me a perception check for initiative, please.
Whoa.
No! If I'm gonna nat 1, at least I nat 1 to the perception check.
I don't. Where's my perception skill?
It is going to be in the far left of your character sheet,
Well,
in the
that-
red.
Tried to roll it, but it said there's no active encounters. Let me try again.
I got you.
Yeah, I'm using my own character sheet, and I'm just not seeing it.
It's not in the core skills area. It's literally like underneath your armor class on the left.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It still doesn't help me. I thought I had this written down somewhere, but apparently I don't.
Wait, hold on. I get a +2 for incredible initiative. Oh, that's my feat. That's right.
Oh my gosh, a 27? That's bonkers.
Um,
So it should be your wisdom modifier plus. Are you trained in perception?
That's what I'm struggling to find out right now. One sec.
Cool. Mrs.
Also-
Sprout, what did you get?
A nat 1 plus 5.
Okay, 6. Namir?
Got a 13.
Okay.
What level are we?
We are level 1.
Oh, alright.
Got a 19. I don't know if you needed that.
I'm an expert in perception.
Okay. Then that will be a plus 4. Wisdom plus 4.
No, so 4 for me. Okay, here we go. 13.
13.
Should be a +5 if you're an expert, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
that's what
I
mine
think
is.
so. That's what
thank
mine
you.
is as well.
Correct, because it's plus your level. Okay, so 14 then.
Yep.
First up is Bloodhound. You see that there is a swarm of ravens close to the Raven Rock that is rearing up to try and swoop down at 1 and 2 for Sprout, 3 and 4 for Tuskarr. Let's do this. Roll 1d4. Tuskarr, they're
Yay!
mobilizing in the air as they just kind of conglomerate and point their energy down toward Tuskarr. Bloodhound, what do you do?
Do I get a free? Okay, I'm not muted. Do I get a free action to shout?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm gonna say yes.
There must be something riling them up. Do not shoot them. And, let's see. I get pull up the character street. I get to move. Where is move speed? 25 feet. So stride. I'm gonna stride twice. Up to 50 feet. So that puts me here.
Okay.
What is this? What is this guy?
So you will actually, I think, you'll need to use a full action to perceive in order to see that individual. He's not directly within your vision, and there is a slope that goes up toward him, so he's a little bit out of sight.
Okay, then I'll use the last action to do that then.
Okay. Yeah, you see a shorter man with long red hair, with his beard in braids, and he's crying in the grass. Like he has his face in his hands, and he's just crying. Why was she taken from me? Why was she taken from me? Where did she go? Yep. Is that your
Yep.
full turn?
Yeah, because I can't shout it anymore, I would assume.
Yeah. It is now Arlith's turn, who is pretty far away, but she's going to, I think, stride for her first action, and then stride for her second action, and then for her third, she shouts at Bloodhound and says, "Are you sure we don't attack?" You can answer if you'd like.
Ravens are sacred. There must be something riling them up.
Okay. She pulls out a torch. And that is her turn. Next up, we have Agnes. What would you like to do?
Agnes is going to stride. Probably behind the, well, maybe behind a rock that has more cover. And then I guess I'm going to good question. If I'm not going to attack, then I would like to try to stealth, I guess, behind this rock so that I'm a little more hidden.
Yeah, you can. I believe there's an action for that, actually. There's an action for that. I believe you can attempt to stealth, so go ahead and give me a stealth roll to conceal yourself.
Is this just for rules purposes? Is this considered the take cover action?
You know, I don't know. That is a good question. I think that makes sense. And we'll roll that into it. These are good things for me to look up later, so yeah, thank you all. And if chat knows, please feel free to jump in. So Agnes, you hide behind the rock a little bit, and you're like stealthing.
Yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna do. I guess I probably have a third action, so maybe I'll just roll a perception check to just kind of see what's going on. I don't know, or like maybe an occultism check.
Yeah, it's up to you, whichever one.
So occult. Let's see what I got going on. Spooky wise, we'll see if there's anything. Oh, not great. 10.
I think you're having a hard time discerning what's happening in this moment.
That's what you do when you hide behind a rock. I'm trying to make a check.
Okay, so you
Something's
have-
blocking my signal.
you take a moment and step behind the rock, and we are now at our raven swarm that has trained their sights on Tuskarr.
But
And-
what if it didn't?
But what if it didn't? They swoop down. They can share the same space as you. And they're going to use the action Swarming Beaks. Caw. They like swarm down and they start pecking all around you, and you've got like beaks coming at you left and right, behind you, in front of you, above you. I need you to give me a reflex save, please.
Yay. Reflex. Alright, so I have. If I'm trained in reflex saves, what does that confer? 3?
That's gonna give you 3, correct? Plus
Okay,
your dex.
So. Oh boy. Alright, here we go. 15.
15. That is a fail, but it's not a critical fail.
Yay.
The swarm does successfully begin pecking at you, but you only take 1 point of piercing damage. And with their third action, I think they are going to attempt the same thing again, and I need you to give me another reflex save.
What a bunch of assholes.
Just remember, birds aren't real.
Fucking government spies.
Oh, that's even worse. That's even worse.
It was so close to a 16!
Oh,
my
it
God.
teetered. Dude, the Foundry dice are cruel.
Tuskarr, that's a critical fail.
Cool.
So-
Cool. Super fucking cool.
You are going to take the same normal damage, which is 4 points of damage this time, as these beaks just swarm around you and peck at you from different angles. And then one of them strikes your eyes, and you are blinded for 1d4 rounds. 1 round. You cannot see anything.
Cool.
That is their turn. Next is Tuskarr.
Fucking dickish birds. Oh god. Alright, 1 sec. Let me see what blinded does to me. Doesn't sound like it's fun. Okay.
Yeah, you
Okay.
are...
It doesn't say it affects my attack rolls.
So you can't see. All normal terrain is difficult terrain to you. You can't detect anything using vision. You automatically critically fail perception checks that require you to be able to see. And if vision is your only precise sense, you take a -4 status penalty. You're immune to visual. Blindness overrides dazzled. All right, so the object is still concealed, though. So you will need to make a DC 5 flat check if you would like to attack.
So I just roll a d20 and don't add anything?
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, no. Make your normal attack. And then, if it hits, roll a DC 5 flat check. And then if that succeeds, then you hit.
Alright, well the first thing I'm doing is I'm going to rage, because fuck these fucks.
Nice.
And I get a lot of, looks like 3 temporary hit points.
Also, Dan, are you able to move your mic a bit closer?
Is that better?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So I believe I get 3 temporary hit points. Okay, so there's that. I'm now in a frenzy. What does this do for me? I get to, okay. Alright, that's that, because I'm getting my ass kicked by a bunch of fucking birds. We're gonna attempt to murder the birds.
Okay.
So here's my flat DC 5 check. Okay, great. That seems to pass.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I just roll my attack normally, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so reminding me, how do I determine my BAB? It's my strength mod, right? Plus my training.
Let's see. Pathfinder 2B, there is no BAB, it looks like. So it's just going to be your attack bonus is going to be your strength plus, let's see.
Yeah, it's your strength plus your training in that type of weapon.
There we go.
Okay, so my strength mod is 4, and I'm trained in martial weapons. So that's
Plus
Plus
3.
7.
plus 3, so plus 7.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I don't think I get any cool bonuses from this. Okay, so here we go. Plus 7. Oh, I misspelled roll. 1 second. There we go.
Oh.
Oh, brutal.
Super fucking cool.
Dan, I'm sorry. Okay, so that's a miss.
Alright, so I'm gonna swing again,
Yeah.
because fuck these birds. Now, my weapon has the swipe feature, so it's only a -4 instead of 5.
Sweet. Ooh.
Plus 3.
19.
Exactly a 19. You hit this swarm of ravens. I would say maybe you strike like 1 or 2 ravens as you swing out.
He needs to see if he hits the flat check.
Give me a DC 5.
Oh yeah, that's right. Watch me fail this.
No, please don't.
Watch this. Here we go.
No!
I rolled 2 3s in the same turn.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Hey, at least you know the AC now. Oh
I-
god, that
I
sucks. I'm sorry.
guess. Yeah. All right. So I guess I'm no longer blind now. Yeah.
So you will be no longer blind after the Raven's next turn.
Oh, okay. So they get the potential of blinding me again. Neat. Okay. That's my turn.
Cool. Well, it is now Namir's turn.
All right. We'll make this hopefully a little bit quicker. All right, I'm going to stride up here, 25 feet, one action, and then I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
All right, on me. There we go. So I should be aware if there's any magic within that space.
All right, give me just a moment. Do some reading
Yeah.
here. I have to look something up.
All right, let's go. That's good. That's good news for me.
Yeah, otherwise the answer's no.
Yeah.
This is a
Oh, it's a
great
rock.
sign. This is a great sign.
Okay, that is... Thinking and reading and reading. No, you do not sense any magic within that radius.
Oh no.
Wait a sec. Yeah, no magic within that radius.
That's a bummer. Okay, well, that was my turn.
You got one more, right?
No, Detect Magic is 2 actions.
Okay. Mrs. Sprout, it's your turn.
You said that Mrs. Sprout thought that this rock was hefted by a large humanoid.
Yes.
Mrs. Sprout is going to stride over to this rock
Okay.
and try to heft it as a small humanoid.
Okay, give me a strength check.
Do you want strength or athletics?
This is going to be a strength check.
Okay. How do I roll a strength check?
I believe you can click on the ability modifier.
I cannot. I will just roll a d20 and add 4. A 21?
21. As you begin lifting, you realize that you are not able to lift this alone. You would need a group of people in order to do this. At least with your strength, you are not able to lift this alone. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
I will-
what's your third action?
Enter mountain stance.
All right. We're back at the top of the round. And it is now Bloodhound's turn.
Bloodhound sees what's happening with the Ravens and Tuskarr, and they just kind of shake their head, but realize that they can also probably just deal with the Ravens themselves, and they're going to spend 2 actions striding up to the man that they saw.
Okay. Who are you? Why are you here? Where is my Raven Queen? You can respond for your third action. You can do something else for your third action if you would like.
Could she perhaps be part of that swarm over there?
I don't think so. Oh, where has she gone? I am so distraught.
And I think if you want to give me like one more thing, you can do that. But then after that, I think we'll move on to the next person. Oh, actually, free action speak. You can go ahead and talk to them.
Okay. Can I shout to the rest of the group from behind this bush and up on this elevated position?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're missing their queen.
Okay. Is that any? Would you like to do anything else with your turn?
No.
Okay. Arlith will. It is now Arlith's turn. She's gonna take her first action, make her first action, take her. Wow, my brain just went numb for a hot second. She's gonna take her first action to strike a flame on her torch, and she will run up to the swarm of ravens and begin waving the torch in front of them. And some of them are starting to go away. Enough so that they leave Tuskarr's square.
Oh my god.
Actually, they cannot do that at this turn, but they look like they're about to start moving away. That is Arlith's turn. Then we go up to Agnes.
Okay, so Agnes hears this thing about a raven queen, and she looks at her outfit, which is kind of covered in these like raven feathers all around, and it's like, I think I've thought of something. And I'm going to like maybe step out from around the corner.
Okay.
I can't really see exactly where I'm going because all the rocks, so hopefully I'm in the right general direction. Maybe I'm here's where I need to be. I don't know.
Are you trying to go up toward the mound?
I'm trying to go, yes.
Yeah, so I don't know if you see where Bloodhound's token is, but if you go up toward that direction, that's where you heard that Raven Queen thing from.
Okay, well, I think this is about 25. It might be a little generous 25, but
Okay.
good enough. And then I'm gonna, I guess, attempt a deception check to like. It's like I guess I'm going for impersonate, which would require me to have a disguise kit, unless a simple disguise would do. And I don't know if my like, I don't know. I think that's what I'm going for.
Okay.
So I will roll a deception roll
Sure.
and see what happens.
16.
Someone looking for me?
She like waltzes up and opens her shawl that's across her back. Someone looking for me. The ravens like see the black feathers on your shawl or whatever it is you're wearing, and they kind of start circling a little bit more controlled, in a little bit more controlled way. But then they again train their focus back to Tuskarr and now to Arlith.
Okay, so then with my third action, can I guess I want to create a diversion. I want to throw some of my rations, like, in the out into the woods,
Yeah.
into the the field. I don't know what I guess is that probably also deception, probably to do a diversion, maybe.
Why don't you give me a... Yeah, it is for diversion. It would be deception. But for this, why don't you give me a nature check?
Sure.
If you would prefer. Deception or nature, either is up to you.
Deception would be better, significantly.
Deception is fine with me.
Just trying to get these birds to maybe like break some focus.
Okay, with a 23, what do you throw? Like
Bread. That's the picture of rations in the character sheet, so that's how I got the idea.
Okay, yeah. So is that your full turn?
Yeah, that's move into actions.
Okay. You throw your bread, and are you throwing it to the right of the screen or to the left of the screen?
I guess I'm throwing it to the left. Like, it's not that far from us, but I'm hoping that maybe it'll pull some of the like intense flurry of birds focus away from y'all. So maybe like, I don't know, I can't mark the screen, but maybe a couple, yeah, something like that.
Okay. Sounds good. You throw the bread, and the ravens, I think, in combination with being struck by Tuskarr's axe, seeing this torch being waved in their faces.
I missed.
Oh, that's right, you did miss. But still, having this axe being waved in their faces, along with this torch, and then seeing you toss this bread over to the left, over here, left of our screen, the ravens do dissipate. Now, some of them are still around Tuskarr, and they are still like trying to swarm him, but it's enough that Tuskarr, you can kind of like bat them away. And the rest of them kind of go over toward the bread, and then they eventually settle closer toward the Raven Rock. And we are now out of combat. What would you all like to do?
Would some of you yoggins mind helping me lift this thing?
Oh, I literally just stood on top of it. I'll get off.
Tuskarr will come over.
What do you need help with the lifting? I'm here to move the heavy things for you wee little people.
Mrs. Sprout tries to lift Tuskarr.
Give
Okay.
me a strength check.
She doesn't want to be underestimated. Oh! 23.
All right, how much bulk can you carry?
I have 7 bulk left.
All right, each bulk is worth how many pounds? It's like
About 10, I think.
that sounds about right. So
According to someone in the chat, a small creature is bulk 3.
okay, so a medium creature would be about about bulk 7. Although I feel like Tuskarr would probably be a little bit. He's pretty muscular, dude, right?
Beefy,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's very beefy.
I think Mrs. Sprout, you like almost can lift him up.
A medium creature is bulk 6.
Bulk 6. Okay, so you struggle, but you lift him up.
I just want to prove to him how strong I am. That's all.
Tuskarr, like, whoa, you're in the air.
I am wearing a breastplate though, which puts me at bulk 8, and then I have a giant oversized axe in my hand.
That's true. So you try to lift him up. We're gonna go
So
back. and
you
cannot.
feel that I'm lifting a significant portion of your weight.
Yeah, it's like, oh, yeah, that was pretty good. Now it's my turn, and Tuskarr's gonna pick up Mrs. Sprout.
I love this Nordic Viking man.
Mrs. Sprout with her carried
I-
things is bulk 7.
Okay, a strength check. So how do I determine this? Oh, athletics.
You are gonna give me a strength,
pure
flat
strength.
strength check. So it'll just be your D20
Flat
plus
strength
a
okay.
modifier. Yeah.
plus. Okay. 13.
13. Yeah, you're not able to lift this up. Definitely not alone. You think even at the height of your strength, Tuskarr, you would not be able to lift this rock just
He's
by
trying to lift
yourself.
me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. With a 13, yeah, I think you're able to lift. How many bulk do you have on you?
I am carrying 7 bulk.
Okay, so you're a total of 10 bulk.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't think he can lift me up.
With a 13, yeah, I don't think you can, Tuskarr.
She's just gonna say quietly to him, watch who you're calling little next time.
Why? He's just so tiny. It's kind of cute.
No
And
one
then
gonna try to pick up.
he'll reach down and pat Mrs. Sprout on the top of her head, and then move over to the rock to see if he can move it.
I think as you attempt to move the rock, I think all of you would realize that this is not budging without a concerted effort of all of you attempting to do it, and it will take quite a bit of time to do that.
Oh
It's kind of like, okay, everybody get on one side and push. And then it rolls over a bit. And then everybody gets on the other side and they push and it rolls over a bit. So it's going to take a bit of time. But you think you could all do it. And in the meantime, all of you hear this, like, this almost exaggerated crying. Like, it's not exaggerated. Like, this person clearly seems to be in distress, but it's a little bit much. Like, they're, what happened to my Raven Queen? Where has she gone? I'm so distraught. I'm so upset.
I thought we left Pakano behind on this one.
Yeah, he's not with you.
Who are you?
Oh, me. Plain, simple me. Who would think that I might be worthy of the Raven Queen? She's far too beautiful for me. Oh, my name is Shaggy Shemvin. I can't believe I've let her out of my grasp.
Now, if I've learned anything from the media I've consumed, which is substantial, someone who says they are plain and simple are very often anything but.
And someone who said that they let their queen out of their grasp is probably a little bit insidious.
Yeah,
Oh.
Agnes is gonna back away.
Oh goodness, no, I would never harm my Raven Queen. She's perfect in every sense of the word. I let her beauty slip through my fingers as a mistake of my own. She must have just simply not found me interesting anymore. Oh, my Raven Queen. He's like inconsolable.
How could she ever do that?
Are you her caretaker?
Oh, I would be so honored. No, I'm just a simple shaggy Shemvin from the Feywilds.
Oh, Christ, another Fae. Are you kidding me?
Shaggy, would you mind telling us how the Raven Rock came to be this way?
Oh, of course, I wanted to present a gift to my Raven Queen so that she would accept me as one of her own. But unfortunately, she did not want my gift. I broke it from the stone the other day, thinking it would be a perfect gift. I wanted to put it back. I just wanted to show her my strength. But unfortunately, she's deserted me. But what a beautiful gift for such a fair woman. I wish she would have accepted it.
And given the context clues of the rest of the shrine, you did not think that this was a holy item for Her Holiness.
Oh, do you think it was... Do you think that I dishonored the Raven Queen? And he's like crying, he's sobbing now. He did not think about this clearly.
I think perhaps you should put the rock back where you found it and fix it, maybe.
I hope she will like that. Yes, I will put it back, just the way that I found it, so that she knows I care for her sacred site. Would you like to help?
Of course. Of course, Shigvin. Shigvin.
Shaggy Shemvin. Yes, that is my name.
The Fey trickery, it's getting to me.
So, anybody give me a nature check if you would like.
Gotcha.
Yes,
Let's
please.
make this happen. Let's go. Oh yeah, -1. Let's make it happen. Give me one good roll.
I got a 20.
Nice.
23.
Not bad. 15.
Okay.
Oh, just kidding. I got 11. What the fuck? It rolled on 16 and then rolled to 8 or 7.
Okay. So, you're thinking that this raven woman, let's see. Mrs. Sprout, as he's describing the Raven Queen, you think that this is probably a race of people, an ancestry of people called a Kudlaka, which they are a type of humanoid that has raven feathers, raven features, and they basically look like a humanoid that has all of the main features of this bird. Honestly, they're quite beautiful as like a people. They pride themselves on their feathers, their ornaments, not ornaments, but they're like their decorative body, I guess. If that what's the right way to put that? But they have like a very beautiful group of features that they are proud of.
They're
Crap.
peacocks.
It's on the tip of my tongue too. I know what you're talking. I know exactly the word you're talking about.
Yeah, plumage.
Ornament.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. That was Cass, I believe, in the chat. Okay, so you think as he's describing this, these are likely Kudlaka people. I don't know if you want to do anything with that information, but
I think Mrs. Sprout is going to walk up to him and she's going to say very gently, I have lost someone that means a great deal to me as well, and
Oh,
It
you
is-
you have.
it is
It makes me
unfortunately,
so sad. I'm sorry. Continue.
it is much harder for me to get back to that person than it is for you to find your Raven Queen again.
Oh,
We should restore her sacred place, and perhaps she will forgive you.
that's very sweet of you. Yes. Yes, we should. I agree.
and his demeanor is changing. He's starting to become more confident. He stands up and he approaches the rock. And he... Just a moment.
Rolls a nat 1.
Gosh. No, he approaches the rock and he, like, gets down into a stance that's very powerful looking. And he digs his hands into the ground underneath the rock. And then grabs the rock from underneath and then begins pulling it up so it's tilting. And then he like leans one shoulder under, leans his head under, leans his other shoulder under, so now it's like the front of his body is under this tilted part of this rock, and his hands slide further, and you just see this rock like lift up, and he says,
I would very much appreciate if you could balance the sides as I walk. That would be very helpful for me.
and if everybody could give me just a simple athletics check, that would be great. but we can also say that, like, with 3 people on each side, like, we're not going to fail, but I think for flavor, it could be fun to see how we do.
I'm so strong.
Oh,
Ooh,
Ooh, hello.
y'all are killing it.
Oh, and that it didn't even matter. I didn't add my modifier. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, with all of your combined efforts and really Shaggy's impressive strength, he kind of takes one step at a time down this mound over toward the Raven Queen's, or the Raven Stone, and slides it on, lets it fall in its place, and then all of you can kind of work to adjust it in the way that it needs to be so that it fits how it was. Go ahead, Tom.
Mrs. Sprout wants to turn to him before he disappears or goes away. And she wants to say, I practice stances as well. And she wants to enter mountain stance.
Ah,
She wants to say, perhaps you can teach me that one someday.
Oh, I would be honored. Yes, you should visit me sometime in the Feywilds. We could have such a fun time. It would be glorious. I should leave you be, but yes,
and he kind of imitates the same stance that you're doing, and then stands back up and bows at the group, begins kind of walking away. What would we all like to do?
Shaggy, before you leave, I'm so sorry. One question.
Of course.
The herd is going to be traveling through here soon.
the
And-
herd? The herd of the Mammoth Lords? The following of... What is the name? The
Broken Tusks.
burn... Oh, the Broken Tusks, yes. Not the burning... Broken Tusks.
You mentioned the other group there.
Oh, yes. I can't remember entirely what they are called, but... You're with the Broken Tusks. What can I do for you? I like them better anymore. Anyway.
Well, I suppose I was just wondering if there were any potential threats around here that you might know of, or things that we should be aware of coming into this area.
Well, I've seen the fires way over there. They seem to be pouring ash into the river, but I'm not certain why. It's seems dangerous to me. Otherwise, other than the normal natural dangers that every hunter and being in person and animal and fae must look out for, I don't think I've seen anything else out of the ordinary.
Thank you, Shaggy. Really quick on the fires. Are those started by anybody or anything in particular?
Well, they're quite far away for me to say, but if I had to guess, I'd say they aren't natural.
Understood. And it's up the river.
Yes, that way. And he points kind of toward where the Gornok River meanders, and there are some mountains in the distance.
Thank you, Shaggy. I hope you get to speak to your Raven Queen soon.
Oh, thank you. I do as well. He bows
Well-
and he begins to walk away.
Too many characters. Tuskarr, it seems that you could learn a thing or two, though.
What?
Nothing at all.
Okay. Oh, are you wearing your friendship bracelet?
Yes.
What is your favorite color?
Orange.
Oh, I don't have any orange ones. I'll keep an eye out, though.
Thank you, Tuskarr.
I prefer
I thought
green.
this-
Arlith walks over and looks at you expectantly. I prefer green. I'm sorry.
Tusker pulls out a green one. And he hands it over.
She just gives you a smile and says, "Thank you." Puts it on.
It's best to be using all this dangerous and distracting yarn to make friendship bracelets. Wouldn't want any of you to die out here.
I thought this was a proposal. And she kind of like holds up a friendship bracelet on her wrist.
Where I'm from, one proposes by fist fighting your loved ones.
I
Arlen just
propose we
stares.
return to camp.
Would you like to fist fight?
Well, I mean, do you want to propose?
No, you are too small for me. You're puny.
Fair enough, big boy. See you around.
Mrs. Sprout's gonna say, pretty quietly in Tuskarr's ear, "Now, what did we say about calling people puny?"
Oh, Mrs. Sprout, I forgot about you. And he pulls out this time a gold friendship bracelet.
Oh, no, I'll just take any old thing.
Yep, he just wraps it around like one of your leaves.
No, I know I just proposed that we return to camp and report what we've seen, but I do think we should
You
check out the
proposing?
river. Let's check out the river.
All right.
So are you heading over to kind of this water, the river up to the northern portion of the map?
Yeah, I assume this would be in some way connected to the larger river.
Yeah, this is definitely an offshoot, but it is it is connected to the Gornok River. So this would be like a stream of some sort. Give me a perception check as you approach.
Okay.
So this would be over at the far upper right of the map. Yeah, as you look with a 15 perception, you see the similar ash that Shaggy mentioned. You see the ash that all of you who went to the Gornok River to collect water, that all of you saw. And I mean, doesn't look great. Doesn't look like this water is super clean. And probably would want to filter that, like, through some sort of a finely woven basket before you drank from it. And that's what you see.
This may become a problem with the herd.
We should keep an eye on it.
Well, I have no further lines of inquiry to pursue. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to do before we return?
Yeah. Mrs. Sprout is going to stand sort of on the edge of the water and hold out her arms and her legs and sort of like sit down and like plant herself almost.
Okay.
And she's gonna start speaking in Sylvan.
Oh.
And she's going to just sort of like say, I don't want to call it a prayer, but like a blessing for the land that it might heal.
Okay. What would that sound like? Is there anything specific that you would put into that prayer or blessing? Doesn't have to be the full thing, but would there be any highlights that you might mention?
I think the highlights that I want to focus on are that, like, Mrs. Sprout is, like, speaking a language that kind of sounds like the forest speaking.
So as the wind or the breeze kind of goes through your leaves and they rustle, you hear that sound coming out of your mouth as well. And as the river kind of gurgles, that projects from your voice. Cool. All right, well, you're able to make your way back to camp at the following, and at the Broken Tusk following. by the end of the day. Again, this took about a full day. You have one more full day, and then the next will be the night of Green Moon. And there is one more task that has been asked of you. And as you approach camp, a little girl with kind of a bob haircut, kind of like not very cleanly cut. Like it kind of looks as if she took a knife to her hair, or like a sharp rock to her hair and cut it. But it's in a cute little bob, or maybe a family member did that. I would think she's probably not cutting her hair herself. She's about, I think she's about 8 years old. She runs up to Arlith, and Arlith kneels down and gives her a hug. And then the little girl looks at all of you when you return back to camp and says, I hear we get to work together tomorrow. My name's Imek. And she holds her hand out to shake each of your hands. And she kind of goes down the line and shakes each of your hands. What's your name?
Mrs. Sprout says, I make a friend out of you.
Oh, I love friends. I usually hang out with the herd over with Arlith too. They're very nice over there. I don't really know too many friends here in the following, but I guess it would be really neat to meet more people. Yeah, I'm Ek. She turns to Bloodhound. You have a really cool mask. Where did you get that?
It was given to me as I joined the tribe.
Oh, wow. I wish I got a mask. That would be so neat. And she looks at Tuskarr. Whoa. You're tall. Hi, I'm Imek.
Hello, Imek. You are very small. Would you like a friendship bracelet?
Nobody's ever given me a friendship bracelet before.
Yeah, he'll reach into his bag and he hands Imek a, we'll say it is a magenta friendship bracelet.
And she takes it and she holds it in her hands. And then she starts to put it on. And what's your name? She looks at Agnes.
Well, my name's Agnes, but you can call me Miss the All-Seeing.
Okay, hi, I'm Imek. But
Nice to meet you.
and then she looks at the mirror.
Hello, Imek. I'm Namir.
I think I've seen you healing people before. It's nice to meet you. I'm excited to work with you all tomorrow. I guess you're gonna be my students. I'm really excited. And I guess that is where we will call session for tonight.
How old is she?
She's
Like,
about
how old
8.
does she look? 8.
It's about
Oh, God.
8. Yeah. I guess
sure
you'll
she'll be a
all
very
be
good
my
teacher.
students tomorrow. And fade black.
Nice.
Thank you, everybody. Woo!
Fun session.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Woohoo!
We didn't get killed.
Yeah.
And we didn't
Yeah, I
kill any
know.
ravens.
Look at us not choosing conflict.
Only one person got damage or took damage.
I have
Guess who-
stats.
Tuskarr keeps getting his ass kicked by everything. Like the moose almost killed him. The birds were kicking his ass. This has been wild, y'all.
I have
Tuskarr versus nature.
Yeah, I have stats for Shaggy Shemvin too.
Oh no.
The links.
So if we had attacked the birds, would Shaggy Shenvin have attacked us?
We'll never know.
I guess it's a good thing Tuskarr missed twice.
Yeah. Well, that's everything. We're gonna say goodnight. I hope everybody has a wonderful night. Thank you for tuning in. We will be back in 2 weeks for Quest for the Frozen Flame, and we'll have an episode of Outlaws of Alkenstar from Teal Group for all of you soon. So have a wonderful night. Bye, everybody.
Good night.